Welcome back to the Digital Marketing Refresher Webinar 2026. This is the second video, two of two. In video part one, we were able to cover the following areas: digital reality, the digital business model, and digital reach strategies. So if you already have not yet watched this video, please just go back and watch video part one where we talked about these three areas. And in this particular video, video part two, we are talking about content that converts, which is topic four, and compass framework, which is topic five, which will leave you now with a prompt on how you can be able to create a strategy framework for your business. So let's jump right into topic four, content that converts. Now, one thing you need to know as a business owner, as a marketer, or as a content creator is that not all content is the same. Content varies in terms of impact because the people you are targeting are at different levels of awareness. Now, this is something that we need to pay attention to. And in this particular topic, we are talking about the five levels of awareness that your customers exist on, that you need to create content around. Okay, let's start with the first level. But even before we go there, let's understand this dynamic. So, how customers move towards buying. Most content fails because it ignores the customer's mindset. Not all customers are ready to buy. Therefore, your content must match where they are mentally. Customers move through five stages before making a decision. Your content should guide them step by step. Let's take a look at the five stages as I also give you an example of a story on this particular customer journey to help you get the points or to hammer the points home. Now, think about someone who wants to buy their first television. What would inspire them to buy a television? So, let's say that I am a young father. I have just gotten a newborn kid. Maybe let's say they are a bit old, maybe they are 3, 4 years old, and now we can have a conversation. They are very excited every time I come from work. They want to jump on me, they want to have fun, they want us to play games. But I am so tired when I'm coming from work. I don't have the time or the energy to actually play with this child. So I am having some of that friction in the evening where I'm coming from work, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. My kid sees me, wants to play with me, wants to jump on daddy, and me, I am so tired, I can't handle that conversation or that interaction. And so the kid thinks that I'm ignoring them or I don't want to play with them, and they're like, that is not fun. So they throw some tantrums. So there's already a challenge in that story, right? I might not know the challenge, but there is friction within how my relationship and my child's relationship is happening or is being enacted every single evening. So let's take a look at the five stages that I will go through before I buy that TV. The first stage is I am completely unaware of my problem. So as a customer, I might not know that I have a problem yet. Yeah. So in this stage, this customer is going about their life and bothered. The problem exists, but they have failed to recognize it, or they haven't felt it yet or connected the dots. So that example is when I'm always coming home, their child wants to play with me, I'm not able to play with them, they get angry or they get mad or they throw some tantrums. And I think, hi, this child is getting so indisciplined. Every day you're here throwing tantrums. Hi, Kwani, what's happening? So essentially, I am living my life as normal, but I'm noticing there's some disconnect somewhere. I can't put my finger on it, but I know that, hey, something needs to change, right? So the type of content that a business can create here are relatable, scroll stopping stories. So show me a video of another dad who's called David somewhere. David is a young dad, 25 years old, has just gotten the first child, and David has been struggling to connect with this little young boy. And what David decided to do, David decided to get a television set with a PlayStation game, and now every day when he comes home from work, he's playing a game with his child. Look at his child also developing the eye to hand coordination. He's having fun. Look at them laughing, and they're able to enjoy this. Even, for example, when David has not yet gotten home, the child can still be playing the game. The wife can be watching news and telenovelas. And when they get home or when David arrives home, he can play some games with the child. So when I see this video, I'm like, wow, this looks like a better end to my day than what I actually experience as it is right now. So, relatable scroll stopping stories. Number two, surprising statistics that reveal a hidden gap. Did you know that 90% of working dads struggle to connect with their children when they get home? Number three, did you know content or posts that spark curiosity? Did you know that you don't need to have an you don't need to hate the time that you spend with your child every evening, because you can color it up with some exciting activities, some board games. You can be playing PlayStation games or gaming console. You can be reading a book or reading a storybook. You can be doing some coloring. So did you know that you don't have to have boring evenings? They can actually be exciting and rejuvenating for you. And then you can also create short videos that make them think, wait, that's me. So you can create a video like, are you a dad who gets home every day and you're exhausted because you've had a whole work day, and now your child is ready to play with you, but you don't have any energy? These are the best options for you. Number one, we have this amazing coloring book. You can be able to color into these particular shapes. You've designed very nice shapes for you to color into. The instructions, the crayons, we have everything set for you. Number two, you could come up with board games. You could be playing some sort of chess. You could be playing some sort of checkers when you get home. That can be something for you. Number three, you can be playing gaming console games when you get home, and now your evenings are more entertaining. So at this stage, the goal for your business is to build awareness in me that I have a problem. My problem is the time that how I am choosing to spend time with my child in the evening. I might not have noticed that it's a problem, but I've noticed that there's some friction. And through your content, I've noticed, wait, this is actually a problem, because if I had board games, then this would be a much better eventuality. If I had a gaming console, I would have more fun with my child. So I actually have a problem that I can solve. And here are some of the solutions. So I am now moving from becoming completely unaware to now I am problem aware. I know the problem. The problem is I'm not connecting with my child. I don't have the right tools. I don't have the right games, that sort of thing. So at this stage, the customer feels the pain, but they don't know what is causing it. So who is this customer? This customer knows something isn't working. They are frustrated, they are stuck, they are searching for answers, but they haven't found a clear solution yet. So I'm here saying, hey, I need something to entertain my child and me when I get home. But I don't know what it is. Will I go for coloring books? Will I go for board games? Will I go for the gaming console? Will we just watch television? What can I really do? So I already know the pain. I can feel the pain, but I don't have the solution as at yet. So, what type of content can a business create in this space? The business can create content like, why is this happening to you? So, why do you wake up every morning so tired? Because you are jumping up and down the night before. Why do you get home and you stay in the car for 30 minutes? Because you are dreading getting into the home and that kid just jumping on you and asking you, Daddy, Daddy, throw me into the air. And you're like, I am so tired. I have written reports the whole day. I can't even feel my fingers, and someone is waiting for me to throw them into the air and for me to become their trampoline. Wow, I don't have that energy. So why is this happening to you? Because you don't have proper ways to spend with your child in the evening. You don't have proper ways to make memories, to have good fun with your children in the evening. So that is the type of content to create. As a business, another type of content you can create, pain point posts that make them feel seen. So that picture of a dad at home who's tired, who has just passed out on the couch, and the kid is there just pinching their cheeks, hi daddy, daddy. And the guy is just passed out, like you can tell this guy has no energy. As opposed to, that's picture A. Picture B is a kid having fun with the dad. They are maybe driving some vehicle somewhere. You can see the TV, and they're on a gaming console. They're both playing and they're both excited. So this difference in the photos and in the experience can tell me there's picture one, which is what will happen to me if I don't get a solution. There's picture two, which is what will happen to me if I get a solution. So pain point posts that make them feel seen. Number three, educational content naming the problem early. Are you having a problem connecting with your 4-year-old son at home? Then this is for you, you know. Relatable before and after narratives. You know, before my son used to throw tantrums, and I even thought my son was very indisciplined because every time I'd get home, he would want to play with me, and if I don't have the energy, he'd get very mad, you know. But now our relationship has improved tremendously. I can't wait to get home and to beat him on the next race. I can't wait to get home and to just relax as we do that coloring with my son, you know. So, relatable before and after narratives can help your customer to see, wait, so this could be a success destination if I actually pick on a solution. Whereas this can be a failure destination if I don't fix the problem that I'm experiencing. So the outcome is at this stage, your goal is to help them see the gap and to understand the problem. Okay. Now, after I've seen the gap is how I interact with my kids. I don't have the right toys. I need something that number one maintains my energy but also gets us engaged. Okay. So now I'm starting to look for a solution. The solution aware customer. They know a solution exists, but they haven't chosen one. So this customer is actively exploring options. They are comparing approaches, they are watching videos, they are looking for the best way forward, but they haven't committed yet. So I've decided that, you know what, their coloring books, their gaming console, their board games. Maybe the coloring books will run through that in a week. So maybe not that. The board games, they might get boring after 2, 3 weeks. Should I go for the TV and the gaming console? Maybe that's something I can consider. Let me watch some videos online and compare the different television brands, which is the best, which is not the best, which is the best for gaming, which is not the best for gaming, etc. So, at this stage, the customer is actively exploring options. They are comparing approaches, they are watching videos, they are looking for the best way forward, but they haven't committed to one yet. So, what type of content can you create here as a business? The how to guides, how to connect that TV with your gaming console in 5 minutes and you start playing. You know, show me how easy it is to implement that solution. Number two, comparison content showing different approaches. Now, if you are to come to our toy store and get a board game as opposed to a coloring book, what would that look like? If you are to get maybe a gaming console as opposed to board games, what would that look like in terms of budget, in terms of time, in terms of the input or the resources that you get, in terms of how long you can use this tool, in terms of how flexible is this tool? You can watch TV with it, you can watch YouTube with it, you can play games with it, that sort of thing, you know. You can also provide free resources like checklists. So here's a checklist of 10 things that you need to clarify before you come and buy the TV. Number one, do you have access to consistent power? Number two, do you have access to an internet service provider? Number three, do you have access to maybe a safe space where you can actually put this television set where the kid cannot destroy it or it cannot harm the kid, you know, such sort of things. So come up with a free checklist, send it over to me. Tell me if you want this free checklist that you need to prepare before you get your first gaming console, then just leave me with your details and I'll send you the checklist, you know. Number four, webinars and live sessions to demonstrate value. Conduct a webinar and invite me and tell me, hey, we're having a webinar where we're talking about three different board games as opposed to three different coloring books that we have for your children based on their age. If you have a 4-year-old, this is the best coloring book for them. If you have a 8-year-old, this is the best coloring book for them. If you have a 3-year-old, this is the best coloring book for them. You know, so you are showcasing the different solutions that you have for me via a webinar or via a live session. And I can even ask questions. How many pages are in that coloring book? Does it come with the crayons or do I buy them separately? Are they watercolors or I'm just using like normal crayons? Can I get a canvas or is it just paper, you know? So you're having those live sessions, customers are asking questions, you're engaging with them, you're answering their questions, and they're becoming more aware of the solution that they want. Okay. The outcome here is to position yourself as a guide, to introduce the frameworks and the tips and the approaches, and you inform the customer about them so that they can pick a solution. Next, now the customer is aware of the solution. I know that solution that I want. I want a gaming console. And this gaming console will require me to get a television set to begin with. Now, this television set, which one am I getting? Uh, I've heard from the grapevine that TCL is very good. I'll get quality in terms of the quality of the material, and I'll also get value for money, as opposed to something like Sony, which is quality for material, but it's so expensive. So I'm here thinking, okay, I know about TCL. I've heard about TCL. Maybe it even has a higher referral status than Samsung, than Sony, than all these other different brands of televisions. But should I buy it yet? Is that the one that I want? Do I want the 42 inch or the 50 inch? Do I want the 50 inch or the 55 inch? So at this stage of product aware, the customer knows about you, but they just aren't convinced. This customer has seen your content, they've visited your page, they've heard about your name, they're interested, but they have doubts. So, trust is the missing ingredient. I know that it's that TCL I want to buy. Maybe it's a 15 inch I want to buy, but will I buy it from your shop or from your competitor? Okay. So, the content you should create here is testimonial content and customer success stories. Show me how other customers have bought from you before and how their stories have ended up in success. Number two, behind the scenes content. So if you buy a TV from us today, here's how we go about it. We test it for you, we pack it, we give you a free stand that you can now mount the TV on your wall, and we even deliver it to you for free. Behind the scenes content, the process. Show us the process, okay? Number three, frequently ask questions that address objections directly. I don't want to buy this TV because I don't have a way to transport it from Nairobi to Thika. So, do you offer free delivery? That frequently asked questions of do you offer free delivery should be content that you create, okay? Do you offer flexible payment terms? Can I lipa pole pole? Do you offer payment channels such as debit and credit card, or is it only M-Pesa? Frequently asked questions that can create objections, and then you come to realize this is content you can create already. Okay. And then number four, case studies showing real measurable results. Look at David. David was struggling with the relationship he had with his 4-year-old son last year. He came to us, he bought this gaming console, and look at it now. He is having the time of his life. He's looking forward to those evenings when he can spend with his son. He is enjoying his time, he's enjoying his experience, and he's even recommending us to other friends and other fathers. So, product aware. This person is ready. And at this stage, they are ready. You need a clear call to action with urgency and simplicity. And lastly, after the customer is now product aware, what is the next level of awareness? This is the level where the customer is fully aware. They know that I'm going to buy a TV. I'm going to buy this TV from company A. Company A has already given me their price point. I am ready to buy. So the fully aware customer is ready to convert. You just need to make it easy for them to say yes. So who are they? This customer wants what you're offering. They just need a clear, confident reason to act now rather than later. So what content can you create here? Direct offers with clear call to action. Buy today and get a 10% discount on your first purchase. Limited availability and time sensitive messaging. We only have this offer during the Easter period, valid from the 1st of April to the 15th of April. Number three, simple booking and checkout prompts. Click on this link to book your next consultation. Click on this link to order now and to get this product delivered to your doorstep, and you pay on delivery. And number four, a final reassurance that I'm making the right decision. If David bought this television last year and he sorted them out, imagine what you are missing out every single day when you're going home and you're not creating this memory with your child. Imagine how much better you could be enjoying your evenings if you took this TV on. So buy this TV today and start enjoying time with your son today. So the outcome here is when you provide a clear call to action, they're going to uh, they're going to take action, and they're going to see the urgency and the simplicity of the checkout process, and they're going to convert. So, what have we said in summary? The strategic shift is stop posting randomly, start converting consistently. Most businesses create content they feel like posting, whereas strategic businesses create content that their customers need at each stage of awareness. And when your content maps to the journey, every post has purpose, and your audience moves naturally from strangers to buyers. So the goal is to deliver the right message to the right person at the right stage. So when it comes to content, don't just create content because you feel like it. Create content because it matches a certain level of awareness that your customer is on. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. But now we can move on to part five, which is the last part, the last topic of this webinar, and this is the Compass framework. The Compass framework is a strategy that you're going to use to set up your digital marketing plan. So let's look at that in detail starting now. Introducing the Compass framework. Strategy without structure is just guesswork. Most businesses don't fail at marketing because they lack creativity or budget. They fail because they lack a clear, repeatable system. Without structure, you end up posting randomly, chasing trends, and measuring nothing. Compass is a simple, practical framework designed to give you digital marketing and to give your digital marketing a clear direction. It helps you to plan deliberately, to execute consistently, and to measure what actually matters. So every effort you make is connected to a real business outcome. Whether you are a solopreneur just starting out or growing a team, trying to get aligned, Compass gives you a shared language and a structured way to build your strategy from the ground up. So, Compass is an acronym that stands for channel, which is where you show up, objective, what you want to achieve, metric, how you measure what you are doing, partner, who will help you to achieve success, asset, what do you need to create to achieve success, spend, what budget do you need to attach to your activities, and sprint, for what timeline will you measure this particular experimental campaign. So let's look at each of those in detail as we come to the close of this webinar. Number one, channel. Where will you show up? We've looked at some of the platforms, some of the websites, some of the applications that people are using to go online. But will you go to a platform online because you feel like it, or should you go to a platform online because that's where your customers are? When it comes to choosing a channel, number one, we say that start with one channel. Just start with one. I know you've been told you need to be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, X, all of those platforms, but just start with one. Start with one, okay? Now, which channel should you pick? The platform or platforms where your target audience spends the most amount of time. That can be Instagram, it can be LinkedIn, it can be WhatsApp, it can be Google, email, etc. You choose based on where your customers already are, not where you feel comfortable. So, as you start your business, do your market research and find out the customers you're already serving, what platforms are they on? And then now make sure that you position yourself on those platforms. Okay, start with one. Secondly, objective. What do you actually want to achieve? Now, this is where I've seen many businesses going wrong because you're copying what another business is doing, but business B has a different goal than your business A. So you need to know what is your objective as a business. Every strategy needs to have a SMART goal: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Your goal needs to be smart. So if you have a goal and it's not smart, you can even use AI to help you to clarify that goal into a smart goal. Secondly, what are some of the goal varieties that businesses can have? The first variety of goals is I want to achieve brand awareness. I am a new business. I want people to know that I exist. All I want to do is build awareness, brand awareness. So that can be a goal for you. Another business can say, as we've already been building awareness, now we want some leads. We want some people who would be interested in our master classes, in our workshops, in our webinars. So we want to get to run a campaign to get as many leads as possible. That's lead generation. There's someone else who's saying, me, I've already collected the leads, I've already done enough awareness and visibility. Now I just want sales. I want these tripod stands to go. So I want to make sales conversions. So my goal is to make as many sales as possible or as many conversions as possible through this campaign. That is sales conversion. There's also community building. There are people who are looking to build a community, to nurture a whole community around their brand. So it's important for you to actually be able to what your objectives are. You need to know what your objective is as a business, as a brand. What do you want to achieve? And you need to make that into a smart goal. So if it's awareness, I'm not just going to Facebook to create or to find new followers. I want to reach 500 new followers in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days. So that is now a smart goal. It is specific, it's on Facebook, it's measurable, 500 new followers, it's achievable, it's realistic, and it's time bound to the 30 days or the 60 days. So an objective needs to be accurate to what your business needs to achieve, and it needs to be a smart goal. Okay, now that's in line with objective. Once you have your objective set, the next thing that you want to know is your metric. How will you know if your campaign is working? Define the numbers that matter to you. And numbers can be something like reach. Remember when we started this webinar, we talked about reach. My poster was able to reach 2,000 people. Out of the 2,000 people, how many of them were able to engage with it? We got a traffic of 1,000. Out of that 1,000 people who we see the engagement rate, maybe they clicked on the poster to go to the Google form. That was the engagement rate, the click. Yeah. So out of that engagement, the 1,000 who clicked on the form, 500 were able to fill out that form. So I got 500 leads. So the leads generated 500, Now, out of the 500, 300 attended the webinar, that you are able to be converted. I served 30. So in that particular process, you can see that there are certain metrics that were measured. One, reach. Number two, engagement rate. Out of 2,000, how many actually clicked on it? 1,000. That is a 50% engagement rate. Leads generated. Out of 2,000, a reach of 2,000, how many leads did we get? We got 500 leads. Cost per click. If we ran this as an advert, how much did we get for every click? So if we spent 1,000 bob and we got 1,000 clicks, so it's 1 shilling per click. Revenue. These are some of the metrics that you pay attention to. If we got 30 clients and each client was paying 5K, then how much money is that? That is about 150,000. So that is the revenue. So you need to keep track of these numbers that matter to you. You need to keep track of these numbers that will help you to know whether you are reaching your goal or not. Okay? So you need to find out what are the numbers that matter to you based on the objective that you have. These metrics keep you honest and focused on your outcomes, not just the activity. Okay? Number four, on the compass framework, we have partner who helps you to get there faster. So you can be working with collaborators, you can be working with affiliate marketers, you can work with influencers, you can work with agencies, you can work with strategic alliances that can extend your reach and your credibility beyond what you can build alone. Okay, so ask yourself, which partner would you need to work with in order for your campaign to be successful? Do you need a video editor? Do you need a photographer? Do you need a social media manager? Do you need a collaborator? Do you need a partner? Something like that. Do you need an influencer, etc.? Number three, or the fifth stage of this particular seven pillar strategy is assets. What content and tools do you need to create? Your digital assets are the building blocks of your strategy. Your videos, your graphics, your landing pages, your emails and your email sequences, your guides and your checklists and your lead magnets, and any content that you have works for you around the clock. So what assets do you need to create? For this particular webinar, we needed to create, number one, posters. Okay. Number two, we needed to create Google Forms. Those were the collection buckets for our contacts and our leads. Number three, we needed to create the presentation itself, which will be used during the training. Number four, we needed to create a space where people can now attend that webinar online. We needed to create the follow-up email sequences that will send to the customer to tell them, here's when the webinar is happening, here are the details to join. Thank you for attending the webinar. Here's um, the link to the the recorded video. Here's a link to the future events, you know. So assets, what assets do you need to create in order to make sure that your marketing efforts or your campaign efforts are successful? That's what we are talking about here. Okay. And then number six is spend. What is your budget? Not just paid advertisements, but time, the tool that you're going to use. For example, I'm using a premium version of Canva right now. I need to pay for it monthly. Those are tools. Content production. Maybe I'm paying a photographer, I'm paying a videographer for those videos, for that image, you know. Outsourcing costs as well. So knowing your spend helps you to prioritize and to avoid wasting resources on the wrong channels. And finally, the last pillar of the seven pillars of the compass strategy is sprint. What is your timeline? You need to have a specific timeline as to when you want to test out this experiment from start to end, and then at the end, you analyze the results. So a great strategy runs in focused cycles. A sprint defines a specific period, typically 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, with clear deliverables so that you move fast, you review what results you've gotten, and you improve upon those results. Whatever is working, keep on doing it. Whatever is not working, try to iterate it and to do something different. So, with that information, I want to challenge you to generate a 30-day strategy based on that compass framework. And I am going to provide you with a checklist of this prompt that you can use in order to generate that 30-day strategy. So if you attended this webinar, in the thank you email that we send you as a follow-up, we are actually going to include number one, a link to this recorded video, and number two, a link to the AI prompt cheat sheet that we have that has six prompts, one of which is a prompt that can help you to generate a 30-day strategy for your business. So all you have to do is just copy that prompt, paste it on your AI tool, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude, edit where there's the brackets you've been asked to provide information about your business. And once you input that information and you send it over, it will generate a 30-day strategy for your business using the Compass framework. So try that out. That is your assignment after this particular webinar. And in case you have not been able to get that AI prompt cheat sheet, just feel free to reach out to us via email. Just send us the email prompt cheat sheet and we'll send you that particular document. Final reflections as we come to the end of this particular webinar. What have we discussed? What are some of the key points we can recap? Number one, it's no longer about posting more. It's about having a clear system that turns action into revenue. Number two, every business follows a simple digital flow. From traffic, you you take your traffic to an information center where you can collect their data, they become leads. You take those leads to a area where you can nurture them, they become warm leads. You nurture them and you ask them to now buy, they become customers. You serve those customers and you deliver whatever products and services you offer, they become loyal customers. So it always starts with traffic, and then that traffic gives you leads. Those leads help you to nurture them into warm leads, and then now the warm leads are able to convert into customers, and the customers can continue becoming loyal customers or even business advocates. If one part of this is broken, the results are going to suffer. And lastly, last but not least, content must match the customer's level of awareness to move them toward a buying decision. The Compass framework gives you a clear way to plan, execute, and measure your marketing, and AI is your execution advantage. Okay, so as we wrap it up, I'd like to introduce you to two of our upcoming workshops. If you're a business owner who's struggling with making so many decisions every day, and you want to find a way to one, reduce the workload that you have. Number two, make better decisions, 30% better quality decisions. And number three, to have a board of advisors made up of AI, then this training is for you. The AI business execution from thinking to doing. We'll teach you prompt engineering, how to come up with the best prompt so that you come up with the best results. Number two, we'll teach you how systems thinking, how to break down your prompt so that you get more work done and you save on time. And number three, the AI Roundtable Board of Advisors will help you to set up an AI Board of Advisors using AI tools. So this particular workshop is a physical workshop that happens in Westlands, Nairobi, Kenya, and it costs 10,000 per person attending. But we have an offer. If you buy your tickets before the week to the webinar or the week to the workshop, sorry, then you actually get the early founder ticket, which go for 7,500 shillings. If you're not interested in that or you'd want something else, we also have a content creation masterclass. So if you want to understand, okay, I have understood the type of content that I should create, but now how do I take that idea, put it on an image, and then download that image and put it on social media in a way that makes sense? Then this masterclass is for you. This is a 2-hour practical masterclass where I come and teach you how to create the content in terms of text format using AI, how to translate that into visual images and posts and posters on Canva, and then how to post that on Instagram or any other platform of your choosing. So this is the content creation masterclass. It usually goes for 5,500, but it's on offer for 5,000 right now for the early bird tickets. Feel free to reach out to us if you also want us to do consultation for your business, if you want us to do, let's say, a digital audit of your business, if you want us to train a certain share of your business staff, maybe it might be the marketing team, the sales team, feel free to reach out to us. My number is 0723 404 882. My name is Jonathan Thuo, and my email is crenovate.ke. That is crenovate.ke@gmail.com. You can reach out to us for any inquiries, for any consultation needs, for any training needs. We are here to help you grow. So thank you very much. In case of any questions, in case of any concerns, feel free to reach out to us. These are our contact details. And thank you so much for attending this particular webinar. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it has been helpful to you, to your business, and to your team. Thank you. I wish you nothing but health in your bodies, love in your hearts, peace in your spirits, and money in your pockets. Okay? Thank you very much. We've come to the end of this webinar. See you on the next one.